Hello everyone and welcome to my Y&R Insider 24 update channel. Meet Sienna and Claire, Noah's Crash, and Noah's Crash. Spoilers for the week of October 13th, 2025, from The Young and the Restless are out. Fans can expect Claire Grace Newman, Hayley Erin, to meet Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun. Nick Newman, played by Joshua Morrow, is informed about Noah Newman's, Lucas Adams, car accident by Sharon Newman, Sharon Case. Continue reading to learn more about the upcoming episodes of the CBS soap opera. The debut of Sienna Bacall lets begin in Los Angeles with Nathan Owen's Claire and Holden Novak. The blonde is taken by the man to a Los Angeles club. Sienna appears to believe that the dynamic is closer than Holden claims, despite the fact that he refers to Claire as a friend. Then, Sienna mentions how badly she disliked Zuleika Silver's Audra Charles. So, Claire and Sienna might find common ground in this. However, Claire's escape encounters a challenge later in the week. Kyle Abbott's pressure. Back in Genoa City, Kyle Abbott, Michael Miller, will pressure Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley. The young man wants the address of the hotel that Claire is staying at. It appears as though she might give it to him. Nate Hastings, played by Sean Dominic, comforts Victoria a little later. Victoria could once more find solace in Nate's arms while she is grieving. Noah Newman's mishap. Sharon traveled to LA to see Noah. Sharon initially became concerned when she was unable to locate her son. Sharon calls Nick later from the hospital. The woman says that Noah has been in a car accident, and it's really, really bad. It is also stated that Nick and Sharon talk to a mysterious stranger. What does this stranger have to do with Noah and the crash? Their visit. According to the spoilers for the week of October 13th, Tessa Porter, played by Kate Fairbanks, will visit Mariah Copeland, played by Cameron Grimes. The singer will want to discuss Mariah's actions after discovering some troubling information. So, how will Mariah react, and will Tessa get more information? Week beginning October 13th, 2025. A painful reminder of her past is delivered to Audra. Meanwhile, Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, has a heart-to-heart with Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson. Plus, Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, takes matters into her own hands. After defeating Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, planned to stab Jack in the back, which upset Nikki. So, I'm curious as to what the mother will do about it. During the week of October 13th, 2025, which storyline are you most excited to see? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. Sienna Bacall makes her Los Angeles premiere. The introduction of Sienna Bacall, played by soap opera veteran Tamara Braun, gives the world of The Young and the Restless a new lease on life right away. Sienna arrives in Los Angeles at the same time that Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, and Claire Grace Newman, Hayley Erin, begin to investigate their possible complicated relationship. Holden takes Claire to a vibrant club scene, introducing her to Sienna as merely a friend. Sienna, on the other hand, quickly recognizes through her keen senses and emotional intelligence that Holden's relationship with Claire may be more intimate than he admits. Sienna oozes charm and danger from the moment she meets Claire. She immediately develops a bond with Claire due to her apparent dislike for Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver, and she appears to know Holden on a deeper level, perhaps too well. It should not come as a surprise that Audra's name once more sets off drama, even from a distance, given her growing list of enemies. As Claire becomes more involved in Holden's world, Sienna's comments about Audra point to a shared history that may shed new light on his past. However, despite the fact that Sienna appears to be a temporary ally, the audience is left wondering about her motives due to her enigmatic nature. Is she a friend to Claire or a threat waiting for the right moment to strike? Later in the week, Claire's journey takes a dangerous turn when her planned escape hits an obstacle, one that could involve Sienna herself. The fact that the writers chose to introduce Sienna at the beginning of this storyline suggests that she may play more than just a supporting role. She may be the key to revealing Holden's secrets or the key to freeing or trapping Claire even further in his orbit. The obsession of Kyle Abbott and Victoria's inner struggle. In the meantime, Kyle Abbott, Michael Miller, becomes increasingly obsessed with locating Claire back in Genoa City. He exerts pressure on Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, for information, specifically the hotel's address, as a result of his persistence. A combination of personal curiosity, emotional entanglement, and family loyalty appears to be behind Kyle's determination. However, as Claire's own life in Los Angeles becomes more perilous, his obsession might lead him down a dangerous path. Victoria is caught between taking care of her own emotional instability and protecting her daughter. She is still having trouble reconciling her love for Claire with her guilt and fear despite the chaos of recent months. The two rekindle their bond when Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, arrives to comfort her. Despite their turbulent past, Nate's calm and grounded nature might once again pull Victoria into an intimate connection. It remains to be seen whether this rekindling will result in healing or additional heartbreak. However, it is evident that Victoria's vulnerability may expose her to emotional renewal as well as renewed scandal. The tragic crash of Noah Newman, a broken family Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, and his devastating car accident are the week's emotional focus. In the hope of having a happy reunion with her son, Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, travels to Los Angeles. However, her trip quickly turns into a nightmare. Sharon's maternal instincts send her on a frantic search that ends at the hospital after she is unable to reach Noah. She is in utter desperation when she calls Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, and tells him the horrifying news that Noah has been in a serious car accident and that his condition is critical. Her voice is shaking as she tells him. This tragic event could become one of the most powerful storylines of the season. Sharon and Nick's long-standing bond is put to the test, and the Newman family faces their deepest fears as a result. As they struggle to make sense of what happened, the couple's shared grief may rekindle their emotional connection. The fact that a baffling outsider is linked to the crash heightens the suspense even further. Who is this person, and why were they involved with Noah before the accident? Could this outsider be a co-conspirator, a witness, or even the crash itself? It's possible that Noah's accident wasn't a fluke, given that The Young and the Restless has a history of secret plans and long-buried secrets. The storyline could evolve into a larger mystery involving corporate sabotage, mistaken identity, or a vendetta aimed at the Newmans. Sharon's protective nature will likely push her to investigate beyond what the police reveal, while Nick's anger and guilt might drive him to take matters into his own hands. Secrets and conflict at Mariah and Tessa's tense reunion as the Newman family faces tragedy. Another emotional storm brews between Mariah Copeland, Cameron Grimes, and Tessa Porter, Kate Fairbanks. Tessa's visit to Mariah promises to be loaded with tension and vulnerability. After discovering disturbing information, possibly linked to Mariah's recent choices or emotional instability, Tessa demands answers. Despite the tenderness of their reunion at times, as buried resentments surface, it may quickly escalate into confrontation. Tessa may be concerned about Mariah because of her PTSD, her overprotectiveness as a mother, or even because she may be concerned that Mariah is concealing important information about their future. These two have weathered storms before, but this time, the combination of emotional distance and mistrust could prove too much. Will they finally rekindle their relationship, or will this? Mariah and Tessa's meeting, Noah's medical emergency. Spoilers for the upcoming 2 weeks of The Young and the Restless point to some unexpected turns. A serious medical emergency affects Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, from October 13th to 24th. Meanwhile, Mariah Copeland, Cameron Grimes, faces Tessa Porter, Kate Fairbanks. Also, how will Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, use AI to turn his reputation around? Continue reading to learn more about the upcoming episodes of the CBS soap opera. Crisis in Noah Newman's medical care. Let's talk about what's coming up from October 13th to 17th before we move on to the 2-weekers. First of all, Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, goes to Los Angeles solo to meet up with Noah. However, when she is unable to locate her son, she becomes concerned. Sharon calls Nick to update him, but at this point, neither are too worried. That all changes when Sharon is notified that Noah has been in a horrific car crash. It reminds the blonde of what happened to Cassie Newman, Cameron Grimes. The woman calls Nick sobbing. Nick then goes to LA with Sharon a little later in the week to check on Noah. They meet a mysterious stranger in the end. Holden Novak's past. Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, and Claire Grace Newman, Haley Erin, are also spotted in Los Angeles. At a club, The blonde is all dressed up and looks really happy. Holden introduces Claire to Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun. Sienna continued to discuss Holden's relationship with Audra Charles, Zuleika Silva, at that point. Talk about awkwardness. Mariah Copeland and Tessa Porter's meeting. Additionally, it is stated that Tessa will meet Mariah. While Tessa and Daniel Romalotti, Jr., Michael Griside, were investigating the hotel room in Boston, they found something. It has Tessa really concerned about Mariah and her safety. The Young and the Restless spoilers, next 2 weeks. During the week of October 20th, fans will see what the outcome of Claire and Holden's trip is. We are aware that Michael Mealer's Kyle Abbott attempts to obtain Victoria Newman's, Amelia Heinley's, hotel address. Given Holden's rocky past, could Kyle's timing be perfect or will he ruin Claire's escape? There is also Kane's plan to use AI for something good. Michelle Stafford's Phyllis Summers is supposed to provide some suggestions for doing this. Also, expect Victoria and Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, to get even closer. However, Audra may find that challenging, so stay tuned. In the next 2 weeks, which storyline are you most excited to see? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. To find out what happens next, remember to keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount+. Noah Newman's medical crisis, a mother's worst fear revisited. Noah Newman's, Lucas Adams, storyline takes a dark and emotional turn, igniting one of the most compelling arcs the Newman family has faced in months. Sharon Newman, played by Sharon Case, travels to Los Angeles to visit her son, only to discover that something very wrong has occurred. Sharon's instincts initially tell her that something is not right when she can't reach Noah, but she ignores them and assumes that he is busy with work or photography projects. However, that uneasy feeling becomes a nightmare when she receives the devastating news: Noah has been in a severe car accident. Sharon loses her composure as a result of this shocking incident, which brings back harrowing memories of Cassie Newman's tragic death many years ago. Sharon will be forced to relive one of her darkest life experiences as a result of the stark similarities between Noah's current situation and the fatal accident that killed Cassie. Her call to Nick, Joshua Morrow, filled with panic and sobs, sets the tone for an emotional reunion as both parents rush to Los Angeles to be by their son's bedside. A tense ordeal for the family begins with Nick's arrival. The uncertainty of Noah's fate forces the Newman family, known for their resilience under pressure, to confront it. Sharon and Nick are struggling with guilt and regret as they wait for updates from the doctors. They both wonder if they missed the signs that Noah was having emotional difficulties prior to the crash. This incident could reignite dormant feelings between them, bringing a renewed closeness as they unite for their son's recovery. However, a tragedy in the Young and the Restless is never overlooked. Soon, Sharon and Nick meet a mysterious stranger who is connected to Noah's accident. The Newman family's dynamic could be forever altered by this person's connection to the crash and possibly to Noah's work or personal life. Could this stranger hold the key to why Noah was in such a dangerous situation to begin with? The show teases that this encounter will set off a chain reaction that stretches far beyond a simple accident report. Holden Novak is haunted once more by his past. Another storm is brewing on the West Coast as the Newmans deal with crisis and confusion. Holden Novak, portrayed by Nathan Owens, and Claire Grace Newman, portrayed by Haley Erin, are drawn into the opulent but perilous LA nightlife scene. When Holden introduces Claire to Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun, a striking and enigmatic woman from his past, sparks fly, and not necessarily the romantic kind. The group feels uneasy when Sienna casually mentions Holden's dynamic with Audra Charles, Zuleika Silva, revealing cracks in Holden's carefully curated image. Sienna's presence may be more than just a social twist, it might reveal dark truths about Holden's business dealings or romantic entanglements. The audience is aware that Holden's past is littered with half-truths and questionable motives. The mention of Audra's name suggests that whatever happened between them could come back to bite him, especially now that he's attempting to start fresh with Claire. Meanwhile, Claire's journey continues to evolve. She now runs the risk of entering yet another toxic circumstance after exerting so much effort to flee the shadow of her manipulative upbringing. The upcoming episodes will explore whether Claire's intuition can save her from becoming another casualty of Holden's mysterious past, or whether she'll be drawn deeper into his web. Mariah Copeland and Tessa Porter, an uneasy reunion. The Young and the Restless brings Mariah Copeland, played by Cameron Grimes, and Tessa Porter, played by Kate Fairbanks, together in the midst of the chaos. After months of emotional distance and personal challenges, Tessa decides to confront Mariah about something she discovered during her trip to Boston with Daniel Romalotti, Jr. Michael Graziardi. In a hotel room, the couple found troubling evidence that may have something to do with Mariah's recent strange behavior and raise concerns about her safety. Tessa's return to Genoa City for this confrontation is charged with emotion. She's deeply conflicted, torn between her enduring love for Mariah and her fears about what she's hiding. Their meeting is about truth, trust, and survival, not just rekindling their romance. The confrontation may result in the disclosure of a perilous secret that puts both women in danger. Mariah, known for her resilience, may not be entirely honest with Tessa at first. She seems to be struggling a lot with whatever she's been up to, whether it's something related to her mother Sharon's recent investigations or even Kane Ashby's new AI technology. Although Tessa's concern is legitimate, her arrival may cause more trouble than comfort. Their scenes promise to be filled with raw vulnerability, passion, and perhaps a heartbreaking realization that their paths are diverging once again. Artificial intelligence in Kane Ashby's redeeming journey. Meanwhile, in Genoa City, Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, begins an unexpected journey toward redemption. After months of questionable choices and strained relationships, Kane sets out to rebuild his reputation using the one thing that could either save or destroy him: AI technology. As a visionary rather than a con artist, he intends to use artificial intelligence to enhance ethical transparency in business. As a consultant, Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, who has a tangled past with Kane, is brought into the project. They come up with ideas for using technology to restore innovation and trust in the business world together. However, fans know that Phyllis's involvement often means chaos is just around the corner. Whether she truly believes in Kane's vision or is simply protecting her own interests remains to be seen. Kane's motives, though seemingly noble, could have a darker edge. His desire to control the narrative around his image might backfire, especially if Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, or Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, perceives his AI project as a threat. The upcoming episodes could pit Kane against powerful rivals while testing his newfound sense of morality. Romantic tensions and power shifts. Power plays and intensifying romantic entanglements are also teased in the final 2 weeks. Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, and Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, become closer, which brings back tension with Audra Charles, who refuses to be left out. Audra's jealousy and cunning are sure to make her a wild card, potentially sabotaging Victoria's personal and professional stability. In the meantime, Michael Mealer's Kyle Abbott gets involved in Claire's LA adventure and tries to get Victoria's hotel information. His timing could make him a hero or place him in direct conflict with Holden Novak. Last Thoughts: The Young and the Restless is preparing for an unforgettable 2 weeks with Noah's near-fatal crash, Sharon and Nick's emotional reunion, Mariah and Tessa's intricate dance, and Kane's search for redemption. Fans are glued to their televisions because of the intricate web of suspense and emotion that each storyline weaves together, whether it's about love, guilt, or ambition. Viewers can anticipate shocking revelations, emotional confessions, and the emergence of new alliances as the dust settles in Genoa City and tensions rise in Los Angeles. In true Y&R fashion, what begins as tragedy could very well end in transformation.